State the operator and certification requirements for Gmdss onboard ship. Outline the main functions that a Gmdss system must be capable of. State the types of equipment that make up a Gmdss system. Define the various sea areas associated with Gmdss. Until now, the main principle has been that a ship in distress should alert other ships. Now, the main principle is that the ship in distress should alert a land base station. Radio communication during a distress situation for search and rescue operations was a difficult problem. The solution to the demand for user-friendly radio communication has been Gmdss, available since the 1st of February 1992. It is required that all Gmdss ships have qualified personnel on board who can operate the radio equipment. This will normally mean that the ship's master and watch-keeping officers on the bridge will have a General Operating Certificate, GOC. Officers on ships navigating in coastal waters within Sea Area A1 are required to have a Restricted Operator Certificate, ROC. Gmdss requires that you should be able to operate the radio equipment for all distress, urgency and safety communication on the bridge. The watchkeeping officer is also the radio operator on board. That might be you. Gmdss is developed to ensure safety communications all around the world. The navigable water regions of the world are defined as one of the 4 sea areas under the Gmdss. Your ship must be equipped according to the requirements for the sea area where you operate. There are 9 important functions in Gmdss. Please click the functions to learn more about them. One of the main principles in the Gmdss is that a ship in distress, regardless of its position, should be able to transmit a ship-to-shore distress alert in at least 2 independent ways. The alerting functions might be by terrestrial or satellite means. The distress alert should indicate the ship's identification, position, time the position was valid, and the type of distress. When the distress alert is sent to a land-based station, the same distress alert will be registered by all ships in the vicinity. The Rescue Coordination Center or coast radio station receiving a distress alert must transmit a distress acknowledgement addressed to all ships. This must be sent on the same frequency as the call was received. The acknowledgement should include the identification of the ship whose distress call is being acknowledged. When a coast radio station receives the first information about a maritime craft in distress, it is required to relay this information to a Rescue Coordination Center. The Rescue Coordination Center or coast radio station may transmit a distress relay addressed to ships in the vicinity, if the person responsible for the coast station considers that it is appropriate to do so. On-scene communications are normally on short-range VHF and MF bands. The frequencies are designated for distress and safety traffic. This is communications related to the ship in distress and the rescue of survivors. Bridge-to-bridge communications means safety communications between ships. Channel 13 is reserved for short-range communications, safety of navigation and maneuvering traffic on VHF radio telephony. General communications, according to Gmdss, are ship-to-shore communications other than distress, urgency and safety messages, which may have an impact on the ship's safety. Gmdss is also encouraged for use in routine communications. If the distress alert is transmitted on VHF, MF or HF, ships in the vicinity, as well as coast stations within reach, will be alerted. Digital Selective Calling, DSC, is used for all stations distress alerting in the VHF, MF and HF bands. Search and rescue coordinating communications are those necessary for the RCC to coordinate and control the search and rescue operation. The methods of communication are telephony or telex, terrestrial or satellite. Locating is the finding of the ship in distress or its survival crafts. In GMDSS, this means Search and Rescue Radar Transponder, SART. The SART signal can be identified as 12 dots Raycon echoes on the radar screen of a 3 cm radar. Maritime safety information broadcasts include navigational warnings, meteorological warnings and forecasts, and other urgent safety-related information. Ships within the range of radio coast stations receive MSI via Navtex on 518 kHz. Beyond coastal waters, you either receive MSI via the Satellite Safety Net service using the Inmarsat Enhanced Group Call, EGC, or via HF radio telex. Welcome to a modern bridge, equipped in accordance with GMDSS. Modern technology ensures immediate distress alerting, rapid transmission of distress and safety messages, and efficient communications during search and rescue operations at sea. VHF radio is used for short-distance voice communications to other ships or to shore. VHF should include or be connected to the VHF DSC. VHF channel 16 may only be used for distress, urgency, and very brief safety communications, and for calling to establish other communications which should then be conducted on a suitable working channel. If possible, ships should keep watch on channel 13 as well. VHF simplex and duplex communication. Simplex ship-to-ship and ship-to-shore. A single frequency is used for transmission and reception. While pushing the transmit button, the radio changes from receive to transmit. Duplex ship-to-shore. Two separate frequencies for transmission and reception are used for simultaneously receiving and transmission. Transceivers for yachts using simplex mode on a duplex channel called semi-duplex. This is a VHF DSC. Digital Selective Calling, DSC, is an automatic calling system for terrestrial radio communications. Ships can transmit a distress alert containing the most important facts about the distress, the ship's identity and her known position at a specified time, via VHF DSC channel 70. Subsequent communication will then follow on VHF radio telephony channel 16. This is an MF-HF radio, used for communication over radiotelephony or radiotelex. The MF-HF should include or be connected to the MF-HF DSC. Specific frequencies are designated in the 1 MF band and 5 HF bands for distress traffic by telephony and by telex. In the MF band, the frequency for voice communications is 2182 kHz. This is an MF-HF DSC radio. DSC is an abbreviation for Digital Selective Calling and is an automatic calling system for terrestrial radio communication. Ships can transmit a distress alert containing the most important facts about the distress. Subsequent communication will then follow on MF or HF distress and safety frequencies using radiotelephony or radiotelex. There is one DSC, one telephony and one telex frequency in each of the 6 MF-HF bands. A radiotelex installation is mandatory if the ship is required to carry an HF radio installation. The radiotelex equipment can be used as an alternative to radiotelephony in a distress situation and to receive MSI broadcasts. The Inmarsat system consists of 4 satellites in geostationary orbit above the equator at approximately 35,700 kilometers altitude. The satellite communications technology ensures that your distress or safety call gets through, regardless of atmospheric or weather conditions. This is the coverage for the Atlantic Ocean Region West satellite. Position, longitude 53 degrees west, latitude on the equator. The Atlantic Ocean Region East satellite. Position, longitude 15.5 degrees west, latitude on the equator. This is the Indian Ocean Region satellite. Position, longitude 64 degrees east, latitude on the equator. The Pacific Ocean Region satellite. Position, longitude 178 degrees east, latitude on the equator. The Inmarsat system covers the entire world between latitudes 70 degrees north and 70 degrees south. Each satellite has its own country code for telephony and for telefax. The Inmarsat fleet services consist of 11 satellites providing seamless mobile satellite services through global voice, high-speed broadband data and IP communications and safety services, Gmdss, enabling users to make phone calls or connect to the Internet on land, at sea or in the air around the world. There is widespread awareness in the maritime industry regarding the wide range of past Inmarsat services. Inmarsat A, Inmarsat B, Inmarsat C, Inmarsat E, EPIRB, and the satellite phone Mini-M. With the advent of new age Inmarsat fleet services, the existing ones have become redundant. The latest Inmarsat fleet service, Fleet 77, was launched in April 2002 and consists of high-quality global mobile voice and flexible data communications services, fax, email, etc., two-way voice GMDSS, and mobile packet data service, MPDS capabilities. It also complies with IMO's latest requirement for GMDSS terminals to allow for voice preemption, meaning that safety communications take precedence over all other forms of communications. Among the 3 fleet services available to the shipping industry, Fleet 77, Fleet 55 and Fleet 33, voice distress and safety functionality has been provided on Fleet 77 only, according to IMO Resolution A.88821, which provides for 4-stage prioritization and preemption. The Mobile Integrated Services Digital Network, ISDN channel of Inmarsat's Fleet 77 offers high-speed data transfer rates of 64 kbps or 128 kbps, depending on service provision, and enables users to send and receive email, access virtual private networks, VPNs, transfer large data files and digital images, as well as run live video conferencing. Further, Fleet 77 gives users the choice of accessing Inmarsat's Mobile Packet Data Service, MPDS, by charging only for the amount of data sent and received, not the time spent online. Inmarsat Fleet 77. Inmarsat Fleet 77 was the first new service specially designed for the maritime industry. It takes significance over other well-known Inmarsat services in it being a more cost-effective means of obtaining weather routing information, electronic chart updates, digital lights lists, and notices to mariners, and connecting to computer networks ashore. While Fleet 77 enables Inmarsat to continue to fulfill its care of duty to the safety of life at sea and its obligations under the SOLAS Convention, it allows the shipping industry to continue using satellite communications as they have been doing in the past, while opening a range of new possibilities for onboard use. Inmarsat Fleet 77. As IMO regulations in relation to operation and application of GMDSS is applicable to Fleet 77 only, and not to Fleet 55 and Fleet 33 service, we shall concentrate on Inmarsat Fleet 77 service only. Inmarsat Fleet 77. Inmarsat Fleet 77 is fully GMDSS compliant for operation in Area A3 under IMO Resolution A.88821. It provides a single integrated communication solution delivering reliable high-speed data and fax links at up to 128 kbps, as well as global voice. Fleet 77 has been fully evaluated and proven in service on board merchant, government, leisure, fishing, research and offshore vessels. It has been designed to operate with Inmarsat's latest generation Inmarsat 4 satellites. Inmarsat Fleet 77. The service provides a multi-layered priority system allowing distress, urgency and safety calls to take precedence over non-essential and low-priority regular communications. This works in a hierarchical way. A distress call will preempt all other communications. Urgency calls will preempt both safety and routine calls. A safety call will preempt routine calls. The Fleet 77 package includes a prominent red distress button with features to prevent accidental activation. Navtex is a coastal system for automatic broadcasting of maritime safety information, MSI. MSI via Navtex consists of navigational and meteorological warnings and other urgent safety-related messages to ships. Search and rescue information is an important example. GMDSS ships that navigate beyond coverage of Navtex should be able to receive MSI in either via Inmarsat C or via HF radio telex. Inmarsat provides the safety net service for MSI via satellite using the Enhanced Group Call Facility, EGC. An EPIRB, Emergency Position Indicating Radio Beacon, is a small portable piece of equipment capable of transmitting alerting signals via satellite. COSPAS SARSAT satellites can receive signals from EPIRBs anywhere in the world on 406 MHz. COSPAS SARSAT is a low polar orbit satellite system with global coverage for distress alerting. The signals from the EPIRB are directly forwarded to ground stations or temporarily stored by the satellite, then forwarded when the satellite comes within the direct view of a ground station. It can be very difficult to locate a small life raft or lifeboat at sea, especially in bad weather. The Search and Rescue Radar Transponder, abbreviated SART, was developed to aid with this task. The SART is triggered by the pulse from a 3 cm, 9 GHz radar and automatically transmit a series of 12 dots which can be identified on the radar display of a nearby ship or helicopter. The watertight portable VHF is used for on-scene communications between life rafts, ships and rescue units. It may also be used for onboard communications. Batteries intended for use in distress situations may not be used for onboard communication. These are the books that you must keep on the bridge. Click on the books to get more information about them. Safety of life at sea. Standard marine navigational vocabulary. List of coast stations. List of call signs and numerical identities. List of ship stations. List of radio determination and special service stations. International Telecommunications Union's Manual. Gmdss Master Plan. IAMSAR Manual. International Aeronautical and Maritime Search and Rescue Manual, a guide for conducting search and rescue operations. The GMDSS equipment requirement is determined by the area of operation of a ship, independently of its size. The following 4 areas have been defined. A1 is the area within range of a VHF coast station with DSC. A2, area within range of an MF coast station with DSC, but outside area A1. A3, within coverage of the Inmarsat satellite system, but outside the areas A1 and A2. A4, all areas outside A1, A2 and A3, that is, the polar areas. Now point the cursor to the different sea areas to learn about the basic carriage requirements. You should check your ship's valid safety radio certificate to confirm its specific equipment carrying requirements.